Hello. So today, let us review the old classic Twist and Shout by the Beatles. So first off, let's just warm up by recalling the strumming pattern. And a great way to do this is to vocalize the pattern of down and up strokes while swinging your arm. I'm sure you all recall. So our pattern is down, 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 up, 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 down, up, down, up, down, up. You can see that written on this whiteboard behind me currently. So let's just start by saying that pattern while we're strumming, while we're just air strumming, okay? 1, 2, ready, go. Down, 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 up, 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 down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, 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 down, up, down, up, down, up. Two more times. Down, 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 up, 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 down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, 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 down, up, down, up, down, up. Great. So, our three chords for this song are going to be D major, G major, and A7. D major uses the top 4 strings, G major uses all 6, A7, top 5. Okay, so let's go through this pattern kind of slow, and then we'll speed it up a little bit. Remember, we're switching to this A7 on the and of 4 at the beginning of the end of the first measure. So it's a little funky. We're switching on an upstroke. Normally we switch kind of on stronger beats, but in this case we're switching on the and of 4, an upstroke, then skip the strings, and then A7 for the rest of that measure. So let's go real slow. Try your best to just jump to the chord, even if you're not quite ready. Just try to jump with me, okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, cool. So, let's go a little bit faster. Let's see if we can do that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. So now you're thinking, wow, I can already play that. That's so easy. Let's make it a little harder. So if you can already play the strumming pattern, one way you can make it a little bit more interesting is by adding in an element of the bass line for the last 3/8 notes of the second measure. So if you'll recall, the bass line ends with this figure, A, B, C sharp, and then we're back to our D. So what you can do is you can play the chords for the majority of it, and then in the last 3/8 notes, rather than playing the A7 chord, you can just play that ending line from the bass line, the lead in back to the downbeat. So that would sound something like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. You also notice that on the downbeat, when I repeat of the D major chord, I'm not strumming the entire chord all the time. Sometimes I'll just hit that open 4th string, kind of like finishing the line. So A, B, C sharp, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and downbeat, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, Okay, so also, I think I might have been switching my fingering a little bit. You can generally play in second position. Meaning that our first finger is lining up on the second fret. I think that's a little bit easier than going open, second finger, fourth finger. I think that's a little bit easier. It makes it a little bit smoother to start with your first finger. Sometimes I'll also use my pinky just because, but you can use either open, first finger, third finger on the fourth fret, or open, first finger, pinky on the fourth fret. Yes. So let's move on to the melody and the harmony. Okay, so our lower part, the melody, just uses two strings, the D string and the G string. We're only going to use our first and third fingers, and we're only going to play open strings, the second frets, and the fourth frets. So that means we're going to be in second position again. And that line goes something like this. D, D, G, B, A, G, F sharp. Okay? So that's open, 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 4, 2, 2, open, 4. Okay? Let's go real slow on that. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, and 3, and 4. A couple more times. 1, and 2, and 3, and 2, Okay, now let's try to add in the harmony part. So, similarly, we're staying in second position, but this time we're starting a third higher. We're starting on this F sharp, fourth fret on the D string, and our pattern is a little interesting. We've got this roll where we're starting on F sharp, and then jumping to B on the fourth fret on the G string. So you can either hop like this, or you can go like this, where you just kind of roll your finger over. So it's on the tip of the finger for the F sharp, the fourth fret on the D string, and then it rolls over to the B, the fourth fret on the G string. So that whole pattern is F sharp, B, D, third fret on the B string, C sharp, second fret on the B string, then B, A, 4, 2. So that whole pattern. Like that, okay? Let's try to play that a few times. Here we go. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Cool. So, now you're thinking, gosh, Steven, I could play that in my sleep. It is the easiest thing in the world. Can you give me a real challenge? Okay, why don't we just try to play both those lines at the same time? We're going to play both notes in thirds, that entire line. And I feel like a great way to play that is by sliding up here, starting with your middle finger, fifth fret on the A string, first finger, fourth fret on the D string. And we're going to be playing thirds. The shape for the major third on these lower strings is going to be one string away, one fret away. That's a major third. Whereas this is a minor third. So this is D to F sharp, this is D to F. So most of these, well, we're going to start with D and F sharp. That's 5 and 4, A and D, okay? Then we jump up, same shape, but on the next string set. So instead of on 5 and 4, we're on 4 and 3. So that whole part so far. Great, okay. Then we're going to slide up, third finger on the 9th fret of the D string, first finger on the 7th fret of the G string. Now that's a minor third. So then we come back, middle finger, 7th fret on the D string, first finger, 6th fret on the G string, major third, A and C sharp. Then we play that again. Slide back, same shape, 2 frets. That's 5th fret on the D string, 4th fret on the G string. Then our last note, our last 2 notes are F sharp and A, so that's 4th fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the G string, and that's a minor third there. So that whole line really slow goes like this. 3, 4. So, you'll notice when I'm playing major thirds, I'm using my 2nd finger and my 1st finger because it's closer together. The pattern is, the shape is closer together. You'll notice when I'm playing minor thirds, I'm using my 3rd finger and my 1st finger because the shape is a little further stretched apart, okay? So I'm always using my 1st finger for the top note, the higher note, and then alternating whether I'm using my 2nd finger if it's a major third, and 3rd finger if it's a minor third, okay? Let's talk about the ending. So, we've got this really fun all downstrokes A7. So, what's going on there? We've got 3 measures where we're just playing all 8th notes, all downstrokes, really digging in on A7. And then we have this quarter note triplet line. A, B flat, B, C, C sharp, D. Then we hit a D7 chord. In between I'm going to be doing, emulating the drums there. And you can join me if you'd like on that, but no pressure if you want to just jump to the D7. So let's just try that line. Remember, quarter note triplets, so if our tempo is, if that's the quarter note, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Our quarter note triplets are going to sound like this, da, 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 okay? Starting from that line. 1, 2, ready, go, and that's the end right there. So let's take it from the A7. A7 for 3 measures, and then we jump to this quarter note triplet line at the end, okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 2 and here we go and awesome. If you want to make that a little bit more interesting, what you can do instead of this D7 shape, which is great, you can make it even more fun by playing a D9 chord like this. So the way we're going to play that is middle finger on the 5th fret of the A string, 1st finger on the 4th fret of the D string, then we're going to bar with our 3rd finger, meaning we're going to make it really flat and play the top 3 strings. So see how I'm like, you can see all the blood rushing to that finger, making it really, really flat, trying to just play the top 3 strings. So you could even start with that, just see if you can do that. If you can do that, add in your 1st finger. If you can do that, add in your middle finger. And if it's too hard to reach all the way over here, this is actually a fine way of playing that chord. So let's try the same ending. This time, try the D9. It's the same chord as this, but we're adding in an E. That's the only additional note that we're hearing in there. All right, so from the A7, 3 measures, quarter note triplets, D9. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. Great. Bass. Okay, so normally what we've been doing for the bass line is keeping it pretty simple. We've just been going along with the root movement of the chords, and then playing this ascending line, getting us back to D major. So what we've been doing, let's go over that first. We've been going D, D, G, G, A, 2, 3, and 4, and D, D, G, G, A, and 2, and 3, and 4, and like that. And 2, and 3, and 2, and 3. So just to review, that's 5th fret on the A string, D, D, and then G, 3, and 3rd fret on the E string, and then A on the and of 4, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and back to D. So that's all fine. That's great. You know, that's a wonderful way of playing the bass line. But you might have some more time on your hands. Let's learn a little bit more about maybe what's happening in the song. There's a cool pattern that the bass player is playing, and it goes something like this. So what's going on there is we've got, starting on our D string, or open D string, we're going to play everything in the 2nd position. And remember, if you're playing this bass line on a guitar, it's going to be exactly the same thing, except we're just playing on the lower 4 strings. So same thing. So we're just down an octave, and we're just playing on the lower 4 strings of the guitar. Well, we're down an octave on bass, I should say. So what we're going to do is we're going to stay in 2nd position, and we are going to start with our open D string, and then we're playing 4th fret on the D string, and then 2nd fret on the G string. So 1, 2, and then we've got this next figure. We've got open G, then 4th fret on the G string, B, A. So that's okay. Let's do it again. 1, 2, ready, go. And then we have this low A, our 5th string on the guitar. A, 4th fret on A, C sharp, then 2nd fret on D, E, and then 2nd fret on G, A, open G string, 4th fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the D string, and then back to the top. So that's. So that is an arpeggio we're playing there. We're playing an A, C sharp, E, A. That's just an A major arpeggio right there. So the whole thing really slowly goes like this. 2, 3, and 4, and. alter that is instead of going, you can go. So instead of coming down to the D, A, G, F sharp, E, D, we can go, and then open A, B, C sharp, D, like we've been doing before. So, or, that's another great way of leading back to the D. So let's try this. Let's do it both ways. First way, we'll descend. Second way, we'll ascend. So I'll go back and forth a couple times. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3, descending first. 3 and 4 and. Other way.